larger than it's ever been. Now, fair point on the ex-party voting on that GST increase. That was a consequence of our supply agreement with the national government, and the alternative to keeping that supply agreement, of course, was bringing back the Labour Party, so it's lesser of two evils. However, the reason why ACT has more credibility in this election is because I'm not a politician. We're calling me a maverick because I don't really care for politicians. I don't really care for their processes, etc. All I care about is rattling the cage and talking about the issues that really matter to the people of Northcote, which is why I'm introducing that private members bill to get the motorway network connected and fix the fuel taxes.
Hey, thanks for the question, Peter. Look, Simon Bridges, our leader, has made a public commitment that if re-elected in 2020, he will scrap and reverse any excise tax that this Labour government puts onto you hardworking, or the hardworking people of Northcote. My commitment to you is that should I be elected on the 9th of June, I will vote against the excise tax legislation that is being put forward. That is a strong, firm commitment to you, and that's what I have. I want to say something a bit more broadly, which is, like Stephen, I'm a businessman. I've spent most of my time in the private sector, and in the private sector you get punished very quickly. If you say something and you don't do it, basically you get fired. And I've had a very successful career in the commercial world, and I'm proud of the integrity that I have as a senior executive at Foodstuffs, but also as a professional economist overseas. So when I say something, you can certainly trust that I will do my utmost to hold to what I'm saying, and that's what you call integrity. And I think that as a character, that's what I bring to the table as a local MP. Thank you.
Shanan, you want to speak to that?
I'm very serious about standing in this campaign. It's my third campaign, and that shows my persistence and absolute commitment to Northcote. I want to be a strong representative for our community on the issues that matter. And what I think is great is we have the ACT and the National Party talking about the impact and cost on poor families. But we know that only a Labour government will look after our poorest families, because in fact the last government was offering tax cuts, but what Jacinda Ardern has done is invested in the core services of health and education and transport. Those are the things that matter to all of our local families, whether they be from the other end of the electorate or from this end of the electorate. So I'm very serious about this campaign. I've increased my support. I've done my time in campaigning and working locally, and we saw out of the last general election 5,000 more party votes, almost 3,000 more candidate votes. So you know that you need to do your hard yards in your community. I've done that, and I'm presenting myself today to be your next MP for Northcote.
Are there any more questions? Oh, sorry. I actually am running a full campaign. It's just that when the Democrats for Social Credit heard about the dire need, their social justice principles really kicked into play, and it is more important to feed the hungry than it is to feed political ambition and egos. So I fully support that. I'm going around, I'm collecting as I go, as I campaign, etc. And for my integrity, it was that a lot of the people who have supported me in the past were feeling that their concerns were not going to be represented. So they have come to the party from a different angle and are supporting other actions while the party is putting their money into the food bank appeal. So I am fully campaigning. What I did expect, I think, was that the media would at least give us fair coverage, and instead they chose to ridicule and put the Democrats for Social Credit and my candidacy in a very poor light. And that has made those groups very angry. So they've come in behind me now to say, we've had enough of our food bank being poisoned, we've had enough of our water being poisoned, and they want me to present this to the electorate to say, come and support us. Enough is enough. Thanks.
Any more questions? Yes, down back there.
We have a congestion problem outside the gate here by the creation of the T2 through to Ocean View Road. At 5 o'clock, it's just backfired up. It's dangerous for the students, for people that work here. I've worked here for 10 years.